Hey guys, welcome to Blackbird, MrGibbs here, and today we're starting our Third Age Total War Let's Play as Isengard. We're only doing a short campaign, just because it's the first one that we're doing. We're just going to get into the idea of me Let's Playing and learning how to do it all in the recording. It's just like a learning experience for me, and hopefully it'll be a fun series for you to watch. Just a nice little short one, so it's not going to have hopefully too many episodes and last too long that you are stuck watching. So as you can see, as Isengard, we need to hold 30 factions and eliminate Rohan. And our strengths, we get heavily armoured Uruk-hai units and the wargs, but we don't really have many reliable cavalry. The wargs are the cavalry, that's about it really. We're playing on the very hard difficulty, just because that's what it sets on the mod so that it works properly, and also because a bit of challenge is a bit fun. And on that we shall go. Also, one note before I do start, you'll notice the absence of Lord of the Rings nice-esque music. That's because YouTube's copyright system, if they hear it, there's a chance the video could be flagged, and I don't think Sovereign will be too impressed if on the first episode of the series it gets flagged for copyright claim. So, as for the same reason, we're going to skip all of the clips from the films, because there are clips from the films in this, not that we'll ever get to see them, or at least that is the most that you shall see. And the nice little loading screens here with the name of the mod and a nice picture of Minas Tirith there and Mordor in the background, and nice little quotes. Just waiting for the loading to go through, and then we can begin. Now, Isengard starts quite isolated and on its own. We start with 3 provinces, or 3 cities, and we've got some quite good starter infantry. I'm just going to close that because that's just the welcome. We've got our diplomat, Grima Wormtongue, and as you can see we've got our 3 settlements, Isengard, Duneard and Birrig. Duneard and Birrig being like Dunland clansman towns, which are very useful because they've got a lot of spearmen, or at least cheap early spearmen, which are quite nice before we get our Uruk-hai pikes. We also start with an army down here, led by Lord Ugluk, with 2 Uruk-hai raids in it, but don't worry, we'll make the army a bit bigger in a bit, just by taking bits off the garrison, and we can start recruiting. First thing we're going to do, we're going to send our diplomat to find the Orcs of the Misty Mountains, because I know they're nearby, to try and get some trade and alliance, because we need allies. Allies are always good, especially in Total War games, if they uphold them, that is. Right, and other things we've got to do, just first turn. This, for anyone who's not played a Total War game before, or at least not some of the older ones, it's a bit different now. This is the city menu, or the castle menu. You've got cities and you've got villages. Duneard's a village. To say castles? Yeah, castles. And you can build all your buildings, and they will provide different things. Like eventually, once we get the Warg Breeder up high enough, you can get your our Warg Cavalry. A barracks allows us to get better infantrymen. The practice range, better archers. Ballista and the chain above that allows you to get heavy siege weapons. The blacksmith increases the armor of your soldiers so they don't die as much, which obviously is very useful. We've got our dirt roads, and you can increase them to paved roads and stone roads. Then you've got, and they also increase the movement speed of your men within the region, which is very good because it allows you to get around a lot quicker. You've got the hunting lodge. This is food, and food affects the growth, and you want your population to grow because that allows you to upgrade your villages and castles so that you can get better buildings. And then you've got mines, which is what we're going to start off building, because this is how you produce your wealth, and we need a good economy and wealth to start the campaign, because otherwise later on, when we've got the more expensive, better units, we won't be able to support them. Over here in Duneard, we're going to see what we're going to build here as well. Can get a diplomat or a spy. We don't have any spies, so we'll start with that, because the spy is always good to see what's going on around the world. got a leather tanner we can do. We'll get go for an early start with the grain exchange again. Can get some more money when we're trading with someone. And yes, we've spent a fair bit of money on the first turn, but that's normally the case, just getting things up. We'll recruit some more men. Or some more. One more. And that'll be it for the first one. And there are people honking and everything. All the background noise. Just can't get a second piece. And there's more crashing over there. Don't know if you can hear it. It's just a mess right now.
No sleeping here.
See, we're just getting our units from the different, and there's the footsteps again, the different settlements, so that we can get them into this army here, just to make it a bit bigger. Also, what we're going to do is we're going to get our generals out, because they can build watchtowers. I'm going to get all of these guys into this army as well. So there we go, we're already getting quite a big army, especially with the 2 units coming from here and the other one coming from up here. 2, sorry. But yeah, we're going to get our generals out and about on our territory borders, building... Oops, I went too far. I don't have the money to build any more watchtowers this time. But yeah, what we're going to try and do is watchtowers increase your line of sight over your lands and nearby areas. We want these on the borders really, because if we do have any nasty Rohirrim coming after us, we want to see where they're coming from. Speaking of the Rohirrim, it's Rohan's turn now. Taking their sweet time. There we go. Cutting through. Hopefully the end turns shouldn't take too long. If they do, I'll just cut them out, so I'll just explain anything that happens or start recording again when if a battle takes place or anything interesting. But at this point in the game, not much is really going to happen during the end turns. We're only really at war with Rohan, and hopefully they won't rush us too quickly. But this is where, as an evil faction, you need to quite expand quickly, because if you're not offensive, the good guys will come after you. No Palantir. They will come after you, and Isengard isn't the best place to be trapped. We need places to kind of fall back from. Right, we're going to start with Saruman building us a watchtower, so we can see into the woods there, Fangorn, which is actually owned by rebels. So we could always go after that, rather than going straight in for some Rohirrim towns. Which actually is not too bad an idea, we might do that actually.
Yes.
Keep going, Grima.
Continuing tomorrow.
They're constructing. Right, no more. We'll get our general out to get us a watchtower down over here.
We have completed.
Just one over there. So now we can see all of this area. Back you go. Get this general out. Up onto the riverside. Ah! We've discovered somebody. No! Those are the Orcs of the Misty Mountains. So, at least we know we're headed the right way. We can send them to go towards him, and we can hopefully get some trade and maybe an alliance, and all things will be good. And we shall end our turn. So again, just a little information for those who may not have seen or played a Total War game before. It's composed of 2 major areas. You've got the campaign map, which is what you're looking at now, where each of the factions has a turn in which they manage their faction by, as you saw, building units, towns, moving them around, trying to get trade, sending agents out, attacking other armies and cities. And then you have the battle map, which hopefully you'll get to see in this first episode, where you take control over your units and play against the enemy and try and either take a city by eliminating all the defenders or just defeating the enemy army. They want us to reinforce Birig. They want us to have at least 4 units there. So we shall pop
Get ready for fighting.
Ugthak back.
Get your feet up.
That takes up to 2, so we'll just see if we can recruit our 2 clansmen. We'll see what we actually get as a reward for that. We get 500 gold. That's alright. We finished our Archers of Isengard there. And Birig's finished its grain exchange. And we made a profit last turn. Would you look at that? And we're apparently increasing in our ratings of things. Free Peoples of Eriador, which are only over here, for making a lot of money apparently. Hopefully when we get these mines built and stuff, we'll have a decent enough economy to start the military aspect of this to a better degree.
An honor.
Right, off you go, Grima. You're on
Opening
your mission.
talks with the farmers. Stopping here.
We'll send our guys to meet up over here.
Get ready for fighting.
So now we have 4 lots of spearmen. We've got one of our Snaga skirmishers, 2 archers, which hopefully I can recruit some more Urukai, because they are good infantry, or at least to start with. And then we've got a general who's quite a powerful unit in himself, and now we are going to send them into Fangorn. And I'm pretty sure this could end horrifically if I remember correctly, because some cities have garrison scripts which only work for the AI, where they spawn a garrison. They just spawn a bunch of units to defend the city, which in kind of concept makes sense in some of the places like the Hornburg, though, you know, like in the films and the books, they kind of just grabbed together everyone they could and to defend the place. Problem is with this, they get quite a big garrison in a lot of the cases, and a city that might not look very defended, so you only send a small army to take it, suddenly they have like a 12 stack of units waiting for you, which obviously doesn't end well for you. So we're always going to try and have a reasonably large army taking these places just in case, especially as with the Hornburg, and I think Fangorn might have a garrison script as well. We need to be ready for anything. Come on, Rune, you can do it. Right. Military report. This is just basically, to summarise, just telling us that as the game progresses we'll get better military units, which makes sense really. It takes time for everyone to get ready. We've got our Urukai raiders ready down here. We'll pop them into the army too. Now it is quite risky for me to not be having much of a garrison in Isengard, but I'm kind of hoping and betting that they won't come for me too quickly. Right now that the general has built his watchtower there, we'll run him back so we can see that side. Birig's got that unit completed there,
I shall
so
speak with their representative.
just
Tomorrow's journey
not long
awaits.
and then we'll be able to get that mission complete. And yeah, we're just ticking time by, waiting for our mines to be built and seeing if we can get over to Fangorn. Oh, they're finished constructing, we can build something here. Get Snugger Archers. Not that we can build that yet. Hunting Lodge, Market. That means we can get a spy here. Let's recruit a spy. And yeah, we won't spend more money. We'll save up for a bit. We can get a guardhouse there, so we can recruit some more better Dunland men as well. So let's go to Rohan's turn. Now obviously with a short campaign we'll spend a lot of time fighting against kind of like the neutral rebel factions and then the Rohirrim, but we will probably end up fighting Gondor and the Free Peoples as well, just because of where we're situated. We'll probably come into contact with them. And you never know, Sauron might get up and decide he wants a crusade on somewhere, or an invasion, which is just the crusade mechanic. So we might be dragged to war with like the dwarves or the elves or someone, which could be fun. Once again, waiting on Rune. Here we go. So we just check. We didn't profit much, but that was just because we got a quick bit of building done there. We've got our snug skirmishers and our spies ready in Dunyard. Right, we're marching into the woods, hoping for the best.
It's a trap!
No, it's not.
Ambush!
Oh, we set an ambush. I suppose we can do that if you want. Not that there's many people out here. Unless you're going to ambush the trees themselves. Right, General's back. Grima,
At your service.
pop over there.
Bring a proposition for my king.
Gonna go for trade, map, and an alliance. So, an alliance, you can get your allies to join you in wars, which obviously is very helpful. Trade brings us both money and map information, allows us to see on the mini map, which was down in the corner if you hadn't seen it already, lands that they've discovered that they own and vice versa. So as you can see, yay, we reached the Misty Mountains. Let's end that clip before I get flagged. So as you can see, we've got all of this land that the Misty Mountains orcs own, and then you can see the bits that I've kind of spotted, and they're all owned by rebels and things. So we could actually eventually build a second army and start taking some of these rebel places just as more stuff to expand to. So might as well start recruiting. They're not building anything, so we'll build some roads over there. And there we go, another nice turn ticking over. Now where to send Grima over to? We could send him further up north because I think there are some more orcs up here. The orcs of Gundabad start up there, so might as well send him up there as well. And we're good to go for that turn, so we'll end that turn there. So just waiting for the turn to tick by, the end turn phase, and then we can keep it on going. Oh, Orcs Misty Mountains are keeping themselves busy, look. Forming themselves an army. Not quite worthy of Mordor yet, I believe. But you never know. Actually, they're just churning the people out of Austin, though. Austin Heddle. Apologise for any and all poorly pronounced cities. Half of these I've never seen or heard of before. Or at least the ones up north anyway, of course I know the classic ones. Right. Let us continue marching into the woods.
Move! Ambush! Put your feet up!
Oh, there it is.
Kill them all!
There you go. Going to get your first battle, hopefully.
Destroy them!
Assault. Let's see what they have defending it. Oh, just some rebels there. Just a general, some infantry, and some archers. So we should be able to surround them and get them quite easily with what we have here, with all of our heavy infantry. We're not going to do a night battle, just going to charge on in. Right, here we are, onto the deployment screen. This is where we can, as kind of makes sense, we can choose where to deploy our men. This is the town that we're trying to attack. Doesn't look particularly like Fangorn, but you know, there's only so much you can do with an existing game in terms of seas. They do actually have a lot of good custom settlements in this. So what we're going to do is, if we try and attack from maybe this side here, or see if they charge out to us. So we'll sit our Urukai Raiders in the centre. We have our spears on each of the flanks, and what we'll do is we'll group people up because it makes it easier for me to keep track of where everyone is and who's with who, basically. I've got our spears there, and they can kind of fold round and surround them if they get into combat with our raiders in the centre here. Then we'll have our general behind them, just for the morale, and they are quite good units, so we can plug in any holes that we lose. And then we'll have our ranged units behind the spears on the flanks. We've got a lot of sniper archers here, so that again we get the chance to flank round, because ranged units do a lot more damage at the flanks because the armour is more effective at the front, which makes sense if they're carrying shields and things. Right, let us have a look, shall we? We can see they've got their hunters over there. I thought I'd set the camera to be non-restrictive to where I could move around to, but maybe I did not read that right. I'll have a look into it for the next episode. So we'll start moving our men forward. There. Hope that they come to us. If not, we'll just have to we can just surround the village, run everyone around, and deal with it that way. And you'll see them, except for them, Urukai, which I made to run, trying to walk as many of the men as you can, just so that, more for in longer and larger battles, so that your men don't get tired, because they're a lot less combat effective if they're tired. And looks like they might just be waiting in the village for us. Let's just send one of these guys forward and see if they'll charge after us or not. You are the sacrificial unit. You'll probably be shot a lot. Just a quick look at some of the unit models here from the battle map. Got your Dunland Clansman Spearmen there. Our Snaga. They're just like weaker orcs basically. You've got Snaga, Goblins, Orcs and Uruks, and then Urukai are above them. If you were to think in terms of strength and kind of intelligence. And let's look at our general himself. Is a very heavily armoured bodyguard. And there he is, I think. That looks a bit like our captain. And we've got all of our banner bearers there. I say that, they're just floating above their heads. Or in their heads, actually. Right, the huntsman just moved into fire. Okay. Well, so much for the flank attack thing. Just charging our Urukai around this side, to the front. And we'll send... Actually, come back. We'll wait. One back. What we'll do is we'll get everyone ready to surround them so that they don't go in unsupported. So you guys can run around here. Bring your archers with you. Well, those Uruks aren't really doing too well. They're being shot up. Hopefully I'll get out of range or get them to come towards us. Even better. You come in, or are you just going to continue shooting? Are we still in range? Wow. Over you run. Yep, they are still shooting us. How rude. Okay, fine. You asked for it. We will charge these guys for just to start the initial attack. The others are on their way moving around. Just because otherwise we're going to take a lot more casualties than we need to. Wait, are huntsman missile units? Oh no, the woodsmen were the melee ones. Right, everyone's on their way into position. These guys charging in. Hopefully with numbers we can do our like overwhelm kind of tactics. we go. We come in from this side here. Are you around the other side yet? Get in there, you're getting there. Our own archers are now opening fire. See if we can move them closer. I think these guys need to be quite a bit closer, so we'll run them in over here as well. Going for those guys, you can go in and surround these huntsmen. Which are not having the best of times. There's our clansmen from the other side. Come in and attack the guys from this flank. No, fine, you can.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
There we go, we've got them all fully surrounded over there now. This is very quickly going downhill for these guys. And from the final side, oh, they're moving their woodsmen out to try and meet us. The other archers got good range themselves. See if we can get them lined up over here so they can get a better shot in. But you guys, if you run over here real quick. Again, try and surround as much as we can so to get as much damage done as possible. You not. Well, we don't really want to fire into the backs of our own men, actually. It's probably for the best that they're not firing. Right, there you go. If you want to charge in now from that side. You can fire into the backs of these guys. And we'll just sneak around that way if we can. So we get a good shot into their backs as well. Go hold it to these guys. Despite being hopelessly outnumbered, they'll stand to the last. I mean, this is their town square, so there's no morale problem. Come on.
They have lost half their men.
Oh, good. Do you not feel like firing or something? Take skirmish mode off just in case that's what's holding them up when they're thinking about running away. Oh, and now surrounding them. Town square fighting around. Just get a bit of a zoom in fighting. These guys taking a lot of spears to the face and still standing. Nope, still going. Oh, there, no. Oh, there he is. Go on, he did. He held on pretty strong. He was actually pretty tough. These bandits, man. That's them gone. Cool. Charge into the backs. If you want to come around here. Did my sniper go round, or did they did? Would you look at that? The men listen to that. And if we get the other ones, come around here. Surround those guys too.
Taking control of the city.
Oh, quickly now. Now we surround these guys. Ready for the final. Oh, there goes their captain. So that was their general. So that means that they suffer a massive morale penalty, as you can see. Not that it really matters because they're in the town centre, so they'll fight till the last guy falls, which won't take too long. And then that'll be our first successful siege. Wasn't really much of a siege. Get the last guy standing. No, now you don't want to fire now. I know I asked you to before, but No, and not firing at will either. You'll do more damage to us than the enemy. There aren't that many left. No, not the archers. Actually, Mr. Snarger. You used up all the javelins, you can run in the back of those guys now. With your axes and swords. Everyone else just chilling out in the town square. These guys should be proud that the last man standing. Three, two, last man, and that's that, everybody. Unless there's someone shuffling about in here somewhere. Anyone hiding somewhere that we... Oh, hello. Oh, go on then, don't just stand there. You can't just decide you're going to let him live. That's not really how this works. That's a very brave man.
Yeah,
it's not going to last long. Although, it's quite funny that it says it was a distinct possibility and not a clear victory. There we go. No one left behind. Nope. There you go. Clear victory. We lost 301 men. Probably not great. We got rid of all of theirs. You can also see the statistics who, killed the most men. So in this case, it was our Dunham clansmen. Although they took most casualties, so they must have been kind of in the forefront of the fighting there. And you can also see if you take any prisoners, which we've got one prisoner from each. Right, just coming back from the loading screen now, coming out of the battle, and Fangorn is ours. Yay! So here you get a choice whether you want to just occupy it, whether you want to sack it, which destroys and kills some of the population and gets wealth, or whether you want to just kill everybody there and get more money. But as you can see, it's only a small settlement. We don't actually get any money either way, so well, we get 3 from occupying, so we might as well just take it. And then we can see we've now got our new town. We'll need to leave someone here as a garrison, or we can recruit someone once the population's high enough. And we've got the camp watch there to get some snug skirmishes, but that'll take a while. We'll leave the tax rate the same because as you can see they're not getting any population growth. In fact, if we build the Hunter's Hut, that might help with that. We'll read the army's gone. There were so few, there were none left just from taking the town. The Dunyard soon-to-be army is constructing there. And there you go. That's our first episode. Thank you for watching. We'll come back again soon and we'll see if we can get an army formed over here and start marching down towards these rebels. And we might even start striking against the Rohan there. We've also got to be careful because we're now, I think we're not far off bordering Elven territory, so we don't really want to mess with them too much because, yeah, their elves are pretty tough. So yes, thank you for watching.